I'm Dee from higherlove.net, and I have another reading for you today. If I seem awkward when I talk, it's because I still feel weird about recording myself for the internet. But as with anything, it'll just get better with time. So try not to cringe at my intros. It is an awkward thing to have your computer count down 3, 2, 1, record, and then you're just sitting there waiting. It's I was never good at acting. I was always good at being behind the scenes. I was good at like directing. Backstage manager is my favorite. I'm really good at that kind of stuff. And I'll get better with my stage presence. So thank you for bearing with me. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, welcome. I'm a little bit off-center, and my readings, I kind of have all this stuff like sitting around me. If you see me looking around, it's because I have like decks and rune stones and books everywhere, and I kind of just have it all sitting here. And I just like to hit record. Before I hit record, I clear out my channel and ask God to talk through me, and I get out of the way. Because when I try to force the topic of a reading, it's just not as good. It's just pointless. So I have all this stuff everywhere, and I'll grab whatever feels good. I did start already by shuffling my tarot deck, and laying out the first bunch of cards. And so this reading is for twin flames, and since everyone has a twin flame, this reading is for everybody. Sometimes I do divine masculine, divine feminine. I'm not doing that today. I'm doing, this reading is for you. If you are the twin watching this video, then it's for you. If you stumbled across this video, it's obviously for you. So take what resonates and leave the rest, and I'll just get going. So the first, I pulled out 4 really nice bright cards, to start. And I'm going to start over here with the 3 of Wands. The 3 of Wands is about having decided on a direction for your life. This could be in regards to a living situation, a work situation, a relationship situation, choosing to follow your highest destiny, choosing to, quit a bad habit. It's basically, you're done with the thinking and processing part, and you've actually made a decision. And as you can see, these 3 pillars, well, they're supposed to be wands. They don't really look like wands. They look like pillars. They're like moving away from like your perspective off into the distance. And that means you have selected your path forward. So I know for me personally, with this retrograde, this Mercury retrograde, that we're still in for a little bit, I've been feeling like I've been rehashing a lot of stuff. I've been rethinking a lot of things. I've been making sure that what I'm doing actually sits right in my soul as opposed to just going through the motions. I've made sure that I fill my day with activities that genuinely bring me joy. And instead of like just getting up and kind of going through life on a autopilot. This is important to do, and Mercury retrograde is a very good time to do that, because it's about looking back, it's about remembering, it's about thinking about like old relationships, old everything is kind of like brought up so you can look at it again, reanalyze it, and then decide on a new path forward. And so for those of you watching, it seems like for whatever aspect of your life this pertains to, you have kind of decided on your path forward. Also, we have Ten of Wands, which is about feeling burdened. And I think this came up because we're releasing this. So the whole idea about Ten of Wands is she kind of has been picking up these wands on her travels. And she just picks them up non-discriminately and holds onto them and then keeps walking. And these wands represent commitments to family or friends, jobs, extracurricular activities, hobbies, interests, little side projects, all kinds of stuff. Or friendships even. Or old ties to old romantic partners. And this represents all of the things you've been carrying in your like subconscious backpack, so to speak, for a very long time that you haven't actually sorted through and seen what you actually need to hold on to anymore and what you could just do without and let go of. So I think that if you've decided on a path forward, sorry for the glare, if you've decided on a path forward, then it is a good time to reassess all the baggage you're holding on to and all of the little habits and thinking patterns and emotional reactions that you've been holding on to that just don't fit you anymore. They just aren't representative of who you are anymore. And take stock of everything you're doing, everything you're investing your energy in. You have your specific life force that comes down from the ultimate source. And it's your choice what you do with it. Yes, time doesn't exist and all that fun stuff. It's an illusion, whatever. However, there's only so much time in a given day for you to allocate for all of the things you want to do. So what actually matters and what doesn't? Do you really need to, I don't know, let's say, well, here's something I've realized I don't need. I always thought it was really relaxing to me to put on a TV show and just kind of veg out and watch it. I thought that was really beneficial for me because it helped me unwind. I didn't have to focus on anything. And it was just like mindless, you know? But then with all this reassessment energy coming up recently, I kind of realized, what am I doing? What happens? What actually happens? It just becomes so automatic. When I feel like I need to relax, I put in like Dawson's Creek or The Office or Boy Meets World or, turn on Shark Tank. I mean, I love all these shows, don't get me wrong. But it's just become really automatic for me to, when I feel like I need to decompress, I put on a show and sit there and just kind of zone out in front of it. And I asked myself recently, what happens when I do this? And I really tuned in instead of zoning out. And I realized that it gave me a lot of anxiety because I don't actually like vegging out. I like relaxing, but if I'm going to watch something or if I'm going to have something playing, like a movie or TV show, I want to engage in it, focus on it, get involved in the story, and I want that to be what I'm doing. I don't want to use it as like a weird meditation that doesn't even work properly. And so instead of before bed watching and zoning out to a TV show and giving myself anxiety and then falling asleep with the TV on, I have started not doing that, and reading before bed, or, I'll put a movie on, but just go to sleep right away instead of forcing myself to veg out. I was literally forcing myself to veg out in front of a TV because I had done it for so long. It's called a habit for a reason. You don't even realize how ingrained certain habits are. And I'm not saying I'm never going to veg out in front of the TV again. I'm just saying I tuned in, realized that what I thought was giving me relaxation was actually causing anxiety and disrupting my sleep. And I shifted it. And now when I feel like I need to relax, I go for a walk, I bike ride, I'll read, or I will literally just sit there in silence instead of going straight to watching something. Now, I do want to say that this is just for now. I needed to break this habit right now because that's what's necessary for me right now. But there may come a time again when that's perfectly appropriate and it doesn't bring me anxiety anymore, and that'll actually prove to be a very beneficial relaxation technique for me. We're ever evolving, ever changing beings, and learning is in a spiral, right? It's not a straight line. So reassess everything that you're doing and where you're putting your energy, because the whole story about the Ten of Wands is that she does not actually need to be carrying all those things. She can find a different way to carry them if they're all important, or she can drop them, decide which ones are worth carrying and continue on with just those. Or if she wants to, she can drop all of them and continue on burden-free. So what do you have as like a given in your life that you feel like you can't live without because it's become so automatic, but it doesn't actually add value to you? Like maybe you've agreed to meet your friends at the bar every Friday night at 5 p.m. at the corner bar, and you all share like pitchers of beer and talk. Maybe that started off being a really good thing because you got to decompress from your work week. You got to drink a little bit with your friends, catch up, socialize. Maybe it started off as a really great thing. But then over time, after like 8-9 months of that, it started actually taking away from you. And you start waking up Saturday mornings not feeling so great. And the socializing that happens is all about bitching about work. And everyone just drinks away their problems. And it's actually taking something from you now. It is appropriate to cut that out. It is appropriate. It is time to release your 10 wands and assess them from now. Don't think about what they meant to you when it started. What value are they adding now? I think that's it for that card. And it's not like you're creating an empty void if you let go of something that you used to do all the time. You are releasing what doesn't serve you anymore. You create a temporary void, but it will be very quickly filled with something better to improve your life. Like maybe that free time on Friday night now, you can work on your music. You can hang out with one specific friend and actually do something really fun, like go for a hike or go bowling or go to the movies with them. And it's like real quality time with that one friend. Or maybe if you pull out of doing that, your whole group that you were meeting up with decides that it's not fun anymore and you come up with something new to do. And instead of Friday night drinking and bitching about work week, it's Sunday afternoon brunch and boat rides. It could just be anything. But what I'm saying is, it is timely. The energies are highly supportive of reassessing how you spend your day. And remember, you're an ever-evolving, eternal being. And so your interests and what you want to do with your time and life force is always going to be changing. And maybe in 3 years from now, meeting your new friends at the local bar at 5 p.m. every Friday will turn out to be a really good thing again. But just be vigilant about what's serving you in the now. The Eight of Pentacles in reverse came up. Well, I'm going to talk about this together, I think. Yeah, the 8 and the 7 of Pentacles came up in reverse. So normally they look like this. Someone working really hard and being creative and putting the time in. And this is also along the same line. She waters the tree every day. She really cares about it and wants to see how it turns out. These both came up in reverse. So this actually all fits in perfectly, and I don't even need to talk about these cards that much, because these are all about working hard, working diligently towards your goals, putting time in consistently to projects that you really care about, and planting the seeds so that you can harvest them later. But they came up in reverse. And I think all it has to do with, so that basically if they come up in reverse, it's just kind of the inverse meaning. So it's basically saying when the energy is not supportive of continuously working on projects right now. And if you have anything that you really want to create or want to work on right now and you just can't even, that's okay. The energies support reassessment, but don't feel bad if you can't force something to begin, or you can't muster up the energy to start a new workout routine or take up painting. Of course I use the example on the card because I'm that imaginative. For instance, in my own personal reality, I really want to record my songs. I've written so many songs, but none of them are high quality, professionally recorded. And I really desire to do that. And I have GarageBand on my computer, and I have a nice microphone. I have all the ingredients I need to do this. I just can't. I just don't want to right now, even though I want to. It's like I desire something, but I just don't want to right now. And I want to put that message out that is okay. It doesn't mean you're giving up on your dreams. It doesn't mean it's never going to happen. You are an eternal being, so you have an infinite amount of time to finish your projects, to write your books, to direct your plays, to travel the world. You do have an infinite amount of time. That's not the story that the current society would have you believe. There's a big doomsday type energy, especially if you watch the news. I mean, I don't even know what the news looks like anymore. But I'm not so far out of touch with how the world is working right now that I don't sense it. I do sense it. There's a defeatist mentality right now. And sorry, You are eternal, and you are going to exist forever, and you don't even have a choice. Even if you commit suicide, you still exist, and you still have to learn the same lessons. There's nothing you can do to stop existing. Nothing. So the reason I say all this is because it's never too late to follow your dreams, because time doesn't exist and you're an eternal being. Once you complete a project, the next one's going to come up. And once you complete that, the next one's going to come up. And there's no end. There's no end to your creative powers. But there are good and bad times to try to start projects. And all these cards are reflecting is that if you just don't care right now, it doesn't mean you've become apathetic. It just means you don't want to right now, and that's okay. I will say this, when ideas come to you, like if you get an idea for a book or like a song or just for a group, like maybe a nonprofit or like a product, if that idea floats in your head and you don't engage it, you just think about it and dismiss it, it will go to somebody else, because we all have the collective unconscious. These ideas are just trying to be birthed into reality, right? But if an idea floats in your head and you're like, oh, I really like that, and you hold on to it and you nurture it by either thinking about it all the time, or maybe you take some action steps towards it every now and then, or you might sketch out the whole plot and then put it on your shelf. It's not going to be taken, that idea is not going to be taken from you. You may see other people doing similar things, and if you do see other people doing similar things to you, it's kind of the synchronicities, if they speed up, they are trying to point you to focus on that right now. But no idea is ever going to be taken from you if you have claimed it as yours, no matter how much time goes by. But if you don't want an idea anymore, you can release it to the collective consciousness, and it will just go to somebody else. So I'm gonna just keep. Okay, so this card came up. It says, "What do you desire?" What do you desire? You now have the opportunity to write the script according to your heart's true desires. Once you clearly decide upon your true desires and know that you're ready and deserving of them, they'll rush into your life as if by magic. Honestly, that just really is a reminder of what the whole theme of this reading seems to be. Reassess. Stick with what you've decided your path is for now. But you also don't have to force anything to happen. In fact, if you try to force things to happen, good luck. I mean, so this card has been coming up all the time recently, and it's Yvonne. You have a special bond with animals. Your pets on earth and in heaven are watched over by the angels. This card is coming up so often for me personally, and just when I just pull for like overall energies. And I'm kind of wondering why that keeps coming up. Let's ask for a clarifier. I mean, honestly, maybe I'm supposed to talk about vegetarianism and veganism more. Maybe that's it. Here's my thing, though. Oh, interesting. Okay, so for a clarifier, it says, seek the wisdom of your shamanic guides. And there's some dogs on there. You know, animals can be your guides just as much as an archangel or deceased loved ones. If you've ever loved an animal, and they have shed their physical body, they'll probably stay with you in the non-physical to just kind of hang out. And you can connect with them. I think animal connection is coming up really strongly in general. I do want to say that animals are incredibly important to us humans. I've been vegetarian for 7 or 8 years. I don't even know. I no longer am preachy about it. I used to be very preachy about it. I used to actually like hand out pieces of paper at middle school telling people to boycott KFC and stuff like that. But as I'm maturing into my full spirituality, I don't think preachiness is the way, and I don't think the whole world will be vegetarian one day. I used to strongly believe that. What I do think will happen is a major shift. I think a lot of people are starting to become vegetarian and vegan. It's actually normal now. When I started off, I was like the weird kid, and now it's like the hip thing to do. But well, that just made me sound like a hipster to say that. I don't even know how to not sound like a hipster sometimes. I hate it. Animals are really important. I recently got in touch with my closest guide, who is Archangel Sandalphon. That's Sandalphon. I found out that he is my closest guide, and he conducts the music in heaven, endorses your prayers when you send out a prayer, and he is very in touch with the animal and environmental realms. And maybe this is where I'm supposed to go with this conversation. A lot of times when you get wrapped up in spirituality, there's a lot of focus on, what do I want to manifest? What do I desire? What do I want for my life purpose? How do I get my twin flame to come to me? All this stuff. And I think, at least for me, that can kind of take you away from the fact that we do live on a planet. We do live on something, and it will continue to sustain us, but we do have to do our part in taking care of it. I did not intend for this to be a PSA. But the animal card just keeps coming up, and I just can't ignore it, If you have a pet, that bond is so strong. Oh, unconditional love. Animals know how to unconditionally love. That's what it is. Animals teach unconditional love all the time. I could step on my cat's tail 1 minute, and he will come running up to me for a hug the next minute. They don't hold grudges, and when they do, it's pretty short-lived. They also have this innate sense of freedom and this innate sense of joy. They know when it's time to play because they want to play, so they do it. They know when it's time to nap because they're tired, so they lay down. They know when it's time to eat because you feed them, right? I think there's a lot of things you can learn by connecting to your animals. And they are here to teach us. They really are. I'm not sure if that's the full message that wanted to come out, but that's the message that did come out. Oh, wow. Ask. It says, ask us to help you in this situation and we will immediately go to work on your behalf. We're governed by many universal laws, and among them is the free will that allows you to make your own choices and decisions, so we patiently await your request. I know exactly what this is saying and what I'm supposed to talk about here. I just did a session with someone this morning, and the topic of choice kept coming up. And it really became clear to me as we were having our session that choice is the ultimate decider in all things. And the reason is, humans were made in God's image, in the image and likeness of God, which means we have full creative power. We can co-create with the divine. All that takes is choice. And it is that simple and it is that easy. God decided to create, and so creation happened. It is that simple because and I say he, God does not have a gender. God is both male and female. If you're feminine, you connect to God through your femininity. If you're masculine, you connect to God through your masculinity. God is both. We were created and given that same power to create. That is why the law of attraction is a thing. It's not just because like attracts like and all that stuff. It's because we are here to create. We are here to manifest things. That is what we're here to do. And so, once you make the choice to be in twin flame union, it is already done. And you might go, nope. I made the choice and my twin's not anywhere near me. That's because you're moving through time, which is a learning device. And you're learning how to manifest properly. And it's all a gradual process of building up to that manifestation, as opposed to, I think, and it appears right before my eyes. There's a ton of reasons why this is this way. And I won't even start on that because this video is long enough. But this Ask card is really coming up to remind you that you have free will, which means you can do whatever you want to do. You can create whatever you want to create. And if you want your twin flame union, all you have to do is ask. That's it. That's all you have to do. If you want there to be no more garbage in the oceans, all you have to do is ask and make that your intention. And all of the right information will come to you. All of the resources will come to you to make that a reality. You do have to get out of your own way, though. You do have to continually invite God and your angels and your guides to help you. You have to continuously invite them because they respect your free will so much that they would not dare interfere in your life unless you're asking for it. They respect you so much. God respects you so much that you have to continuously and actively invite God into your life over and over and over again every day. And say, how can I move towards this goal a little more today? And God will show you. Your angels will show you. Your guides will show you. Your animals will show you. Everything in your reality will show you. And all you have to do is keep making that choice. And keep holding that choice. And staying firm in it. It's literally all you have to do. Nothing more. Anything in life at all. All you have to do is ask. oh, I want a better living situation. Put that intention out in the universe and then let it go. Yeah, well, that deck doesn't want to be used. I think I'll just kind of close off here with a rune stone. If you'd like any coaching sessions, I do coaching sessions, very cheap ones. We can talk about twin flames. We can talk about life purpose. We can talk about astrology. I don't even care. If you want a session or a reading from me, please visit my website, higherlove.net. The runestone we have is this baby. And let's see what it is. It is Jera. Very nice. So Jera, a rune of beneficial outcomes. Jera applies to any activity or endeavor to which you are committed. Be aware, however, that no quick results can be expected. A span of time is usually involved. Hence the key words 1 year, symbolizing a full cycle before the reaping, the harvest, or deliverance. You have prepared the ground and planted the seed. Now you must cultivate with care. To those whose labor has a long season, a long coming to term, Jera offers encouragement of success. Know that the outcome is in the keeping of providence and continue to persevere. Everything I just said. Everything I just said. And see, I set the intention to have a clear reading with focus, and then I get out of the way, and it happens every time. Remember the old story about the farmer who was so eager to assist his crops that he went out at night and tugged on the chutes. There is no way to push the river. Equally, you cannot hasten the harvest. Be mindful that patience is essential for the recognition of your own process, which in its season leads to the harvest of the self. That's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. I think that's all I have. That's all I got for now. Remember that you are an eternal creative being with the power to create whatever you want in your reality. Ask for help. Ask for guidance. Ask for your next steps. Love animals. And I'll see you next time.